What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? It's your boy back with another one. People, in today's video, we want to discuss the actions of the EFF in Parliament and whether their rhetoric is warranted or not. Let me know what you think about this video in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know, we family, right? Hello. People, let's the EFF, Economic Freedom Fighters. For those who don't know, is a political party in South Africa. I think it's now the fourth biggest party because the MK had more votes than them. So I think the EFF is now officially South Africa's fourth biggest party, a drop from the previous elections where they were predominantly the third biggest party until the formation of the MK, Mkhonto Sizwe party, headed by Jacob Zuma and family. So, the EFF. The EFF burst on the scene, I think 2015, 2014. And since then, Parliament has never been the same. It's like Parliament used to be this sleepy affair. You see ministers come to Parliament, and that's where they knew they would get their good full 2-3 hours rest, sleep. Some ministers would actually sleep, like snore. Since the arrival of the EFF on this Parliament scene, oh my goodness, there's no time for sleeping because they actually keep those old parliamentarians on their toes the whole time. You know what I mean? Which is a good thing, to be honest. That at least there we got to give the EFF credit for that. You know what I mean? For awakening. Bringing parliamentary sessions to life, making them lively, making them eventful, making them joyful, making them a pleasure to watch, making them viral moments. Giving these parliamentarians a meaning to be at work, to be awake at work for a change. After spending almost 20 years of sleeping in parliament, all of a sudden now they have to sit there and actually be awake for the entirety of the parliamentary session, right? For as long as the EFF is not all thrown out. But I want to talk about something that's more serious, right? That's all fun and games, right? Whenever the EFF is in parliament, right? It's like whatever the issues are meant to be discussed on that day never really seem to get discussed in the amount of allocated times that they've agreed upon. Because the EFF seems hell bent on either breaking parliamentary rules, on getting specific answers, of just being unruly, and just being a nuisance to the other more diplomatic parties. So, is this type of action warranted by the EFF? To be honest, excuse me, to be honest, I don't think that every time the EFF goes to Parliament, sits in these parliamentary sessions, that they have to always be in arguments and fights and this and dragging sessions on for longer they should go on for, fighting, having to be thrown out. Most of the members always keep getting. I don't know what that achieves. I don't know what the game plan is there. I don't understand what the aim is, but it doesn't seem to be productive, right? Because the aims of parliamentarians and government officials when they meet in these parliamentary sessions is to find solutions to the country's problems. So, how are we going to find solutions to the country's problems if we can't even get started? If we can't even get out of the starting blocks to solve the problem? We now fighting on use of language. We're fighting on the direction. We're now fighting on inconclusive answers. We're now fighting for answers that are not acceptable to members of the parliament. We are now fighting for certain security guards who are armed in a chamber. We are now, all these things add up and it's time consuming. And while it's time consuming, there are problems on the table that need to be resolved. And we can't get to the solutions or to the answers because one party seems to be causing so much mayhem in parliament that the parliamentarians can't even discuss the issues at hand. So, are these utterances and actions by the EFF, are they warranted? The answer, absolutely not. From what I see the EFF as being a difficult party, or at least they're trying to be difficult. They have become rude. They have just become obnoxious. They really become so blatantly, outright disrespectful. It's like they're not in parliament. I mean, I just heard the other MP using the F word, excuse me, using the F word in parliament to another MP member. I think it was an ANC member. He told him straight to F off in parliament. Now, that's not parliamentary language. That's not language that should be broadcast on any broadcast station or the actual broadcaster for that matter. So, is the ANC out of order? Are they out of hand? Yes, they are. Surely they are parliamentary procedures. And clearly the EFF are in breach of those parliamentary procedures. If I'm not mistaken, I think the EFF were once banned for a certain amount of weeks, months from parliament for unruly behavior. And what does that say to the world at large? I mean, what message are the EFF sending out when they put out such negative graphics, antics, right? That's in parliament. I mean, yes, we've seen Japanese parliaments get into fights. Yes, we've seen which other countries they get into fights. I know Japan is one of those that really get into fights. I think it's Japan. Yeah, Japan. Japan is South Korea, one of those Asian countries. Japan, I think South Korea is it? Also get into fights. You know, if I'm not mistaken, I think South Korea too. But I know Japan was one of the big ones that where they really got into fights, or the way they get into fights quite a lot, right? Those Asian countries. That's not an image we want for South Africa. So the EFF needs to work on their parliamentary procedures, attitudes, and mannerisms for them to be taken seriously by the broader public. You cannot have a party that goes into parliament. I get the whole dressing in red, representing the workers, the poor, dress as domestic workers. I totally understand. They are talking to the poorest of the poor, and I'm with that. But just because we dress like the poorest of the poor and that doesn't mean that our demeanor, our manners also have to be of the poorest standard. That's all I'm saying. We can at least be civil. We can be professional. We can be parliamentarian. We can be parliamentary like. We can be officials. We can be government officials. We can act with respect and dignity. And we do not have to make everything a farce. That's what I'm trying to say. Then we talk about the rhetoric that got the world shook when the EFF's commander in charge sings his song, Kill the Farmer, Kill the Bull, Slit the Throat of Whiteness. People, these statements, although in a South African context, right, to the broader Black South African people, and to they understand what he means when he says that. Even the singing of kill the farmer, kill the bull, Yes, we know it's a struggle song. Yes, black people understand what that song means to them because it was a song it sang in the struggle, right? Now we now we have a struggle of a different kind. Now it's not a black versus white struggle. So everyone is struggling. Yes, I do understand that the white people still have the control of the economy. Yes, the white people are in a better financial position than black people. Yes, I totally understand that. But the economy is now affecting everybody. Even the rich are now feeling the pinch of this failing economy in Cyril's economy. So our struggle is no longer black versus white. Our struggle is now the ANC versus us, the people. So when the EFF comes out and they sing these kill the farmer, kill the bull, slit the throat of whiteness, what do you think investors think about that? What do white investors think about that? Do you think that's investor friendly banter, rhetoric, chatter? At the end of the day, we need to look at the bigger picture that we are not just a South African country for South Africans only. We're now in a global village. So when you talk about kill the farmer, kill the boer, that is now beamed globally. So if that's beamed globally, what do you think the other white farmers in other countries who are possibly thinking of relocating to South Africa and then they hear kill the farmer, kill the boer? Would you, as a foreign farmer, want to move to South Africa after hearing such a song? Would you, as a foreign white investor, want to move to South Africa after hearing such a song? And here's the worst thing. If he was in a room with a handful of people and he was saying it, I don't think it would have had much of an impact as opposed to saying it in a stadium full of red beret regalia wearing EFF supporters. Makes it look like an entire black nation is on board with kill the farmer, kill the boer. Now, I do understand that a court has found that the singing of that song in no way incites any violence. And I totally get it. I totally understand it. That from a South African point of view, if you're black, right, and if you're colored, and if you know the struggle of South Africa and you in tune with the singing of that song and what that song means, and you would understand that it's not calling for the murder of farmers, not at all, right? But let's be honest, right? Here we are living in a society where people are now quick to latch onto things, twist them, and then repackage it and then send it out to the world. Now, Julius is getting a lot of flack for those songs, for those words, because the people that are hearing it do not understand the context in which that song is being sung. And yes, I do agree that in no way, shape, or form has anyone proven that by Julius singing that song have farm murders spiked. I totally get it. That song was ruled to be not inciting violence at all, least of all, not to farmers, right? And the data proves it, right? He's been exonerated from that, right? So the court found him not guilty of inciting violence to farmers or to white people by singing that song. He was found not guilty. So therefore, he is free to sing that song. I totally understand that part. But what I'm saying is the outside world now look at it like a black government a black party, a black court is now waging a war against white people. And that's the narrative that has been adopted by the international media. So when the Afrikaner people say we are being persecuted, all they simply do is pull up videos of Julius Malema saying these things. And that has a negative impact on investments, on countries, on investor confidence, on tourism. People who might be thinking, oh, okay, I was thinking of going to South Africa, but now not anymore. I'm simply saying, guys, it's the videos of Julius Malema are far-reaching. It would be nice if they were only circulated in South Africa. We would understand the meanings of the songs and the words. But because the videos are far-reaching globally, they are being misinterpreted. And then that narrative is being pushed. And so people like Donald Trump get to see the video, interpret it in a way that just shows you that, oh, wow, he's talking about us. Oh, wow, he's talking about that. No, we need to fix it. Oh, this is a problem. So, EFF, we are asking in a nice way, in a good way, could we please tone down the race narrative, the race rhetoric? Can we focus on the bigger issue at hand? The ANC is the problem. Can we focus on the economy? Can we focus on unity? Can we focus on getting the ANC out of power? Can we focus on the bigger issue that's affecting all South Africans, not just black South Africans? And can we not just blame white people, not even just farm people, and not just white monopoly capital? Can we also blame the rich black people? Can we also blame the elites? Can we also blame everybody who's eating and not sharing with the broader public? That's my only plea to the EFF. Oh, and one more plea. Can we please be respectful in Parliament? Can we please behave like the adults we are? Can we please be one with what the residents, the citizens of South Africa want? That's all I'm asking. The EFF, they have good policies, they make good sense. The tonality may be wrong, but they do have some policies that do make sense. But it's the way in which those policies are communicated that then cause a whole stir, that then cause a backlash for South Africa and put South Africa in a negative light. Let me know what you think about this topic. Was I on the money or did I totally miss it with this one? Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know we family, right? Holla.